Long before empires rose and borders were drawn, before history etched its name in stone, there was a forest, a prince, and a promise. The Ramayana is not just a story, it is a sacred rhythm in the heartbeat of India, sung in temples, whispered by grandmothers, painted on village walls. But beneath the divine and the dramatic, it is something more. It is a lesson in love, loyalty, and the cost of righteousness. Let us begin where it all begins, in Ayodhya. Ayodhya, the radiant city of kings, ruled by Dasharath, noble, just, but burdened. He longed for an heir, and in time the gods answered. 4 sons were born, Ram, Bharat, Lakshmana, and Shatrugna. Among them Ram shone brightest. Calm, wise, kind, fearless, he was everything a king should be. He grew to manhood and won the hand of Sita, a princess of grace and fire, raised not in comfort, but in Dharma. Ayodhya rejoiced. Ram was to be crowned. The drums beat, the lamps glowed, the people sang, but just before the coronation, fate intervened. Queen Kaikeyi, once filled with love for Ram, was poisoned by fear and by whispers. Her maid Manthara stoked the flame of envy, and Kaikeyi, invoking a promise from long ago, asked for 2 boons, that her son Bharat be crowned and Ram be exiled for 14 years. Dasharath broke. His word held him, his heart could not. And Ram? He bowed. With no anger, no protest, he said, "If this is my Dharma, then I shall follow it." Sita insisted on going with him. "Where you are," she said, "is where I belong." Lakshmana followed too, fierce in loyalty, gentle in heart. And together the 3 left the palace behind and walked, barefoot, into the forest. The forest was alive, not just with beasts and trees, but with sages, spirits, and silence. Here they built a home. Here they lived in peace, until it came. A golden deer, shimmering, otherworldly. Sita saw it and asked Ram to fetch it, but it was no deer. It was a trap. As Ram chased it, the demon Marita cried out in Ram's voice. Sita panicked. She begged Lakshmana to go. He hesitated. He knew Ram could not be harmed, but Sita's pain moved him. Before leaving, he drew a glowing line in the earth, the Lakshmana Rekha. "Stay within this line," he warned. "No harm can touch you here." Moments later, a wandering monk appeared, an old man in saffron robes asking for alms. It was Ravana in disguise. Sita, unaware, stepped beyond the line, and in that instant the world changed. Ravana revealed himself. He seized her and rose into the sky in his flying chariot. When Ram returned to find her gone, his scream of Sita split the silence. The search had begun. He searched across rivers, forests, mountains, until he met Hanuman of the wind, loyal beyond measure. A heart so pure it could carry the weight of gods. Hanuman soared across the ocean, found Sita imprisoned in Ashok-Vadika, gave her Rama's ring, a promise that he would come for her. And he did. With the help of the Vanras and bears, Ram built a bridge across the ocean, the Rama Setu, stone by stone, faith by faith. The army crossed into Lanka. The war began. Ravana was no ordinary villain. He was learned, powerful, a master of illusion, a king who had conquered the heavens, but not his ego. Rama gave him a chance. Return Sita, end this. But pride has no ears. The battle shook the earth. Giants fell, heroes rose. Indrajit, Ravana's son, a warrior of magic, was struck down. Kumbhakarna, his monstrous brother, fell too. At last, Rama stood before Ravana. With the Brahmastra, the divine weapon of fire and light, he struck, and Ravana fell. Not just as a king, but as a warning that knowledge without humility leads to ruin. Even in victory, Rama mourned him. "Learn from him," he told Lakshmana. "He was a great man who lost his way." Sita was freed. But the world, even in peace, was not kind. Whispers filled the air. She was in another man's house. Can she still be pure? And Rama, bound not just by love, but by law, asked her to prove it. Sita stepped into the fire, and the fire god returned her, untouched. But peace did not last. Years later, with the murmurs still alive, Rama, now king, sent her away once more, this time alone and carrying his children. In the forest, Sita gave birth to twins, Lava and Kusha. She raised them in sage Valmiki's ashram. And when the time was right, they sang the Ramayana to the court, to Rama. He recognized their voices. He recognized himself. But Sita, weary of being tested, called upon the earth. And the earth opened. She returned home, not in shame, but in strength. Rama ruled long and well, and when his time came, he walked into the Sarayu River, leaving behind a story, a song, a legacy. So why does this tale still echo? Because Rama is more than a god. He is dignity in sacrifice. He is calm in chaos. He is the strength to choose duty over desire. Sita is more than a queen. She is grace under fire, silence that roars, love that does not bend. Hanuman is faith made flesh. Ravana is brilliance without balance, and Lakshmana, Bharata, even the unnamed, they all remind us that every soul has a role to play. The Ramayana lives on, not just in temples or textbooks, but in choices, in relationships, in every time we ask, what is the right thing to do? Next, we enter a different battlefield, where cousins fight, where Dharma is questioned, where Krishna does not fight but speaks. In our next episode, we journey into the Mahabharata. If this story moved you, subscribe, share, and walk with us, because the stories of Bharat are not just mythology. They are truth, memory, and meaning, and their time is never over.